All right, welcome to another fantastic Trailing Off. I'm Chad.
And I'm Aaron.
This is the podcast that basically we talk about trailers, and that's about it.
That's it.
That's all we do. We basically just watched it 2 minutes ago, and the one we talked about this week is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is the second trailer release for this particular movie, and it does give more detail of what we plan to expect. I don't know if it's too much detail. That's a whole other argument for another day, but we definitely see Miles Morales explore this universe, and we learn a little bit about it.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it, actually.
You haven't seen the trailers in the
Nope.
other movies?
No.
Okay.
So, but I was impressed with the way it looks. I really love the animation style. It reminds me of a comic book, the way it's shot and the tone in general.
Yeah, it's a CG style that flows really well, a lot like human movement without being so overtly in your face of how much of it's computer generated.
It reminded me a little bit of Coraline. That's what I was trying to figure out. But
it's like, is it mocap? Is it CG?
Yeah,
and
it really works for the urban setting, obviously.
Yeah.
So this movie looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It follows Miles Morales, who in the comics is another Spider-Man, and in this movie, it really gives the impression that the reason there's different Spider people is because there's different universes, which is an interesting idea. It's been in comic books for years, but in science, we call this the multiverse theory, and it's really weird to see it in like pop culture.
Yeah,
the idea of infinite universes with infinite different versions of things.
And I feel like this is a really interesting way to kind of like pull from, the various different Spider-Men that have been.
Yeah, Spider-Man that have been. And it just gets into... so Peter Parker's not this universe's Spider-Man. He comes into it and it shows Miles Morales how to do it. And then you get other different versions. You have Spider-Gwen, which is Gwen Stacy. You have Spider-Pig, voiced by John Mulaney. And I only heard 2 lines and I was on the floor. It was hilarious.
He's easily going to make this make himself a really good part of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is hilarious.
I love Mulaney.
Straight delivery. But no, all of the voice acting seems great. It looks fun, which that's what you got to do with a Spider-Man. You can't make it too serious. You can't get too emo. Spider-Man 3, but it really works with Spider-Man's character, and I'm excited to see
Spider
it.
characters really because they're all having fun. Yeah, it got a little bit into that thing where it explained the movie too much for me. But then I was watching it, and I remember that it's very similar to a episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series from the 90s. Actually, the last episode.
Oh, okay.
They did like a Secret Wars thing where they got Spider-Mans from different dimensions to like fight this crazy alien on this planet.
That's
blah,
cool.
blah, 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 blah. But that's also something that happens a lot in comic books anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, it's funny that it's
precedent.
2 different Spider-Man things 20 years apart.
Yeah.
The script was written by Phil Lord and Chris Miller from all kinds of stuff, the 21 and 2 Jump Streets and the Cologne High, if you want to be old school about it.
Oh my gosh.
That awesome show. So when the trailer explains a lot of what's happening, it's not much of a surprise because they slip into meta territory a little bit.
Well, I feel like that's a problem with a lot of trailers nowadays, and it's very frustrating to watch that. Like when these movies are about to come out in the last couple weeks, they basically just give you the whole plot.
Yeah.
Serve it on a platter in front of you. And that's just a typical problem nowadays that we really should get over.
I agree. I really feel like besides the multiple Spider people on this, and they got a little bit too much into multiverse theory. I don't know much of what's going on in the plot. I think the Kingpin's in it. I think that was the Kingpin.
That was definitely
okay.
Fisk,
it was a big dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the white suit, so it's hard to tell. And there's a science thing happening.
He had the rectangle body.
Yeah, he had like the weird, like the head with no neck.
Yeah.
Thing. It's like a turtle. It's like a turtle person.
That guy's definitely
in a white suit, but
which is cool because that's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains.
Yeah,
and
it
often gets skipped over in all these movies. You never have any.
It was because they put him in Daredevil.
That's true.
And they just announced, this has nothing to do with this, but they just announced today that he's going to be in the new season of Daredevil. Awesome. And he's going to be wearing the white suit, so Vincent D'Onofrio is awesome. Anyway, back to Spider-Man.
So I'm glad to see Kingpin in a full-length movie, and we'll be able to enjoy that.
I trust the writers. I trust the fun that I think we're all going to have. It is a family-friendly movie. It's about PG.
It's definitely tending towards a younger audience.
Oh, yeah, it is, but I feel like it's smart enough that like adults can enjoy it. Like the way entertainment used to be. Mm-hmm. There wasn't children's... movies. There were family movies, and there were things for kids and adults. It's not without having to talk down to kids and without adults having to suffer through it.
I kind of have faith that this movie will toe that line well.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
based on the preview alone.
It should be a lot of fun. And it's got that line in it where they say it twice, I think. Whereas you're different. That's what makes you Spider-Man. And as you learn, it's Peter Parker, and I assume he's saying it to Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Because this is a different Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally different in every single way.
He's the current Spider-Man, right?
I don't even know.
I
haven't read
comics.
I haven't had. You know the thing about comic books? It's exhausting keeping up. So it's easier to watch the movies.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's what we thought about this Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse trailer. Tell us what you think. Hit us up in the comments, the links, the socials. Let us know how we do. But for trailing off, I'm Chad.
And I'm Aaron.
We have been brought to you by Movie Night Autopsy.
What's up, crew? If you got any idea of what you would like for us to talk about on The Minute or on Movie Night Autopsy podcast, hit us up on the social medias. You can hit us up on Twitter at movie_autopsy. Check us out on Facebook at Movie Night Autopsy. Always feel free to email us, contact@movienightautopsy.com.